the timer already ran out. What's up, everyone? A new day, a new live stream. What's up? I got my blue light glasses on, as you can see. I look like, what's that movie? It looks a little bit like the glasses that Tom Cruise is wearing during one of his Mission Impossible movies. Okay. What's up, everyone? Okay, well, good to have you here in today's live stream. Of course, we're gonna cover Elliott waves. I gotta say, not too much has changed compared to Friday, to be honest. But we're gonna cover the weekly time frame, daily time frame, and the 4 hour, 1 hour time frame as well. Look at some of the areas of support and resistance that I have on my chart. And before I start, I also want to take you shortly with me in my weekend, as we usually do at the beginning of the week, right? Like I always ask, what have you guys done during the weekend? And I talk a little bit about what I've been up to. So let me know, what have you done this weekend? And before I can see all of you, before I say hi and mention all the names, last weekend I was snowboarding in Isola 2000. Now, I had no idea that there was a ski resort less than 2 hours from Nice. So I was very surprised when my wife happened to find the ski resort, because we go to the south of France, sunshine, ocean, less rain, better temperature, la di la di la, just a overall improvement of lifestyle. And I like working from the south of France, love the country. And apparently we're very close to the mountains and the Alps, and 2 hour drive and we can snowboard. So I uploaded some stories yesterday.
Andre.
This is one.
Lucille.
So this is the team.
Didi.
We look like penguins.
And Ashi.
And that last one there. That last one, that's my wife, by the way. So we were with my wife, her sister, mother, and then a family friend. And this is up. Let me look. So this is on top of the mountain, about 2.6K in height. And as you can see, it's not like fully white, not yet fully white. It's early season, and this is just snowboarding down. Not too much happening here, I suppose. You can see this on my Instagram as well. Me talking to you guys, and that is a review from someone in the community that my editor uploaded today. So I'm very active on Instagram stories most of the time when I do activities. So if you want to check it out. But we had a fun time. So happy to be back though. And after snowboarding yesterday, I got to be honest, I went to the sauna today as well for recovery. You know how it goes. So welcome everyone. Elliott waves on the agenda, weekly, daily, 4 hour, 1 hour time frame, and see what we get. Gabriel, what's up? What's up? How you doing? Wave 4 or 5 prize action. Oh, Mr. Friends, by the way, good to have you here. Sorry for the delayed response on Discord, but I replied, and I look forward planning a meeting. Would be good. Sam, welcome. Maybe a Bende, Bogdan, Port City Investments. Avax, we're going to focus on Bitcoin. Let's see how far we get, because I have an hour now till like 9 p.m., 15 minutes left. So let's see how far we get with the questions as well. Versin, Samsung United, what's up? WXYXZ, I love you more than Elliott. Thank you, I suppose. Let me drop you back to the upside so I actually have a clear full chart here. Pleasure, Samsung United. Drill Dunbar, will the current dump break 96, 93, 88? That's what we're going to analyze, of course. Mateus, welcome. Power Meet, Tristan. No, I think during the welcome, it's actually nicer if I have you guys on stream. So you can see also where I am. Michael Medina, Swagze. Good to have you here, man. It's been a while, no? Swagze. Yanif, what's up? What's up? What's up? Saw your WhatsApp message coming in. Christian, Tirol, Austria. Probably more snow there, no? Yo. The only one counting Elliott waves on the slope. I did open my charts a couple of times. Thank you, Milo. Suhail, what's up? Ice Cube lady. Ice Cubes lady. We played 2-2 against SV Darmstadt. It's a nice outing, no? Going to the stadium, seeing what's up. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself. Spent so much time at the Côte d'Azur, but never knew there was a skiing resort. No, me neither. It's less than 2 hours, and the drive itself is great, by the way, like through the mountains. Very nice. Dejan, welcome. For tropical weather, sun and ocean. It's also not bad, right? I mean, south of France is not tropical weather, I suppose, but it's pretty... it's a lot better than the Netherlands, at least. PME, welcome. Arcadius, Medina, Moville, welcome. Eh? Today I became a legend. Glad to be part of this community. Very nice. Did you see the new legend channel in Diamond? If you fill in the form, we'll get you sorted. Welcome to the team, man. Tangerine, it's been a while. Welcome. Good to have you here. Mr. Friends, no worries. Also check your DMs, mate. Check your DMs. Muddy, welcome. I just saw Shaun of the Dead, so we don't say the Z word. Oh, well. Rahul, what's up? Yeah, I'm changing my daily planning and agenda, so I'll be better with the messages. It's over. Curious what you think about the local time frame count. 31 degrees. Do you have any position on Bitcoin at the moment? I had a long when we hit the box. And that's the only position I took today. Yeah, welcome back, Mr. Friends. Welcome back, man. I think like this is probably like month, I don't know, like you're very close to now 1 year, I think. Yeah. I'm not sure if you lost the tag in Discord though, but welcome back. Perkil, what's up? Been a while as well. Look at everyone coming in. Yo, all the OGs. Okay, let's start. We go to, shall I do yes, I am going to cover the monthly time frame as well. So earlier today, I made a video about the monthly. Because I actually, so once Bitcoin moved up and we got close to 100K, and then eventually, of course, we touched 100K during live streams and people that watch the streams and also read the comments at times, you probably realize I get more and more questions about the market, right? So when's the bull market going to end, and what's the target, and are we going down, and you know, all that sort of stuff. And I decided to then make a video about the monthly time frame. So did you read in Discord? I only just came back and I saw a notification of your name in Discord, but I haven't had the time to check it. I came back from the sauna and I immediately booted up the live stream. 13, almost 14 minutes into the stream. Let's start with the analysis. So I decided to make a video about the monthly time frame, and let me quickly run you through what I covered and then continue with the weekly, daily, and more local stuff, okay? So first of all, of course, it's almost in the same league as the extreme bullish scenario, but what you're looking for here is 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Now, having so many 1-2s in a row is always a little bit questionable, right? Seeing a triple 1-2 is perfectly fine, especially on lower time frames that can happen, but this is a monthly time frame. Nonetheless, what is important here is that 3 out of the 4 scenarios have the same local price movement. So in this scenario here, you're looking for a wave 1 to top, a 3-wave corrective bear market in a 2, and then continuation to the upside, right? Inside this wave 1, what we're looking for is a nice 5-wave count, finish 1, go down, 2, continuation to the upside. The price and time target of this wave 1, which is an estimation based on previous bull markets, is price-wise between 81K and 180K, which is of course where we are at the moment. Time-wise is between March 2025 and October 2025, right? So preferably we go sideways and range and, you know, see maybe a bit more upside for a bit longer before we then eventually move towards the downside. Also still on the weekly and daily probabilities or time frames, the probabilities are still higher to take out the current all-time high. So a little bit of information already before we start to cover the daily time frame, but that is something that still has the higher probabilities at the moment. Now with regards to the wave 2, the target, if you end in this box over here, the target for your 2 would be 52.4k to 30k, 29.2k. And this is based on the previous bear markets. Of course, we use previous markets in this case to get to the targets. And the reason why I start the wave 2 here with the 05 is because of how deep the previous retracements went. So the first bear market, 146. 382, 05. So naturally, the next one, I'm also looking at an 05 with the potential of the 618. It makes sense, no? So something that I keep an eye on. Now, a bearish scenario, sure, no idea what needs to happen in the world, but bearish scenario is a finished 5-wave impulsive structure since the start of Bitcoin. Now, this is your most dramatic scenario, right? So in this particular case, you can see the structure that we have like this as well. We have a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, and then 5. And we finish 5 below 371K, and then we get a very, very big sideways corrective, whatever structure, till eventually you continue back towards the upside, right? So your target for 5, 91k to 157k. But guess what? Compared to the previous scenario, the quote-unquote short time frame count or the short time frame price movement is similar. You look for price to top and then get a retracement, which is exactly the same as in the more, let's say, bullish scenario, where you look for white 1, 2, 3, right? And then continue. This is exactly the same. So you're looking for a retracement to the downside. And once again, this is also something, let me get this off here, because because of the sauna, probably I'm still producing so much heat that actually my glasses are condensing. So here in this scenario, the same is true. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inside blue 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? And then inside 3, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, in this scenario, again, you would top between, well, pretty much 100K, 174K. And then you look for a retracement, find support, continue to the upside. Right? So in 3 out of the 4 scenarios, you're looking for a top to be made and then a retracement, with pretty much the maximum target being 180K. If we talk about probabilities, your extreme would be below 370, but most common is between 100 and 180 if you would put all of these targets together. Let me actually do this. So we don't have this one, remove that one and that one. You can see here now these 3 scenarios are overlapping. These are the common target areas of the 3 scenarios I just explained. I mean, look how nicely they all come together, right? So this is an important resistance area from an Elliott wave point of view on the chart, which is where we are right now. Now, your most bullish, crazy, extreme scenario is 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and eventually you're looking for 3, 4, 5, 4, 4, 4, 4. Right? So in this scenario, you are not going to have a bear market. You just continue to the upside. You want to move into a wave 3, and not just a wave 3, by the way, right? This is a 1, 2, 3 in white. So 3 in white, 3 in blue, 3 in green, 3 in yellow, 3 in red. This is like the wave 3s of 3s on Bitcoin. You should never have seen a move like this ever before. This move to the upside, if we're looking for a wave 3, should be bigger than any of the previous bull markets, period. Because you're looking for a massive wave 3, right? It should be enormous and not a very small little blip as what we have here at the moment. So you're looking for price to move up. And then you go up, 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 sideways, up, 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 sideways. And we need to do this. Let's see, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, like this. In other words, very high price target, right? Which also means that in the next 10 years, right, you won't see a bear market. You will only see sideways price action. Of course, quote unquote bear market, a sideways move to the downside can still be minus 20, 30, 40, 50%, right? That's no problem. And the higher you go, the bigger 50% is on the chart, right? 50% from 15K is only 7K, 7.5K, but 50% on 400K is a 200K drop. Now that may sound like a bear market, but in percentage terms, it's exactly the same, no? So those type of ranges is what you then expect here. So you just expect price to move up. You want to see volume move to the upside, especially on the weekly. If this is a 1, 2, 1, 2, and this is a 3, we need volume coming in on not just Binance. Don't really trust that volume most of the time, preferably Coinbase, which is not yet the case. So yeah, we're very patient with this scenario. Not yet the highest probabilities. This is the probabilities. Probabilities are higher for a top to be made and then a retracement compared to this most bullish scenario. At the moment, it's a bit of like wishful thinking, but we continue to observe it. If price continues to move up, volume is going to increase, then this scenario can increase in probabilities. At the moment, with the information that you have from an Elliott wave point of view, not indicators and all of that stuff, this is not your highest probability Elliott wave scenario. It can't. Not like Bitcoin and cycles and all of that stuff, right? It's just Elliott waves. It's just another chart, right? It's just some waves. We use Elliott wave theory. Can't have the highest probabilities. Now, what needs to change for this to become higher probabilities? First of all, volume needs to increase as you go up. You need to go up, and that's number 2. You need to go up significantly to basically invalidate all the other scenarios where you do go down. So in other words, before this gets the highest probabilities, we would need a lot more upside, which at the moment is we're not there yet. Yeah, we touch 100K, but that's pretty much it, no? So yeah. And based on the local Elliott wave structures on the lower time frames, we will know if we still look for price to continue up or not. So things change in time, but at the moment, this can't be your highest probability scenario. And it just makes me think of people that, and I said this in the video as well, if you live these times or these times, right? And people were talking about 500K Bitcoin and 1 million Bitcoin and all that stuff, and then price topped at 65, went to 30, 69 goes to 15, right? Tops here at about 19, all the way back to 3, right? I don't know. It's better to be conservative by all means than being way too bullish. And then if the chart does show you signs of strength, then you can change a narrative. But there's no way that's going to be your highest probability scenario. No. There you go. Elliott wave analysis. So, okay. Daily time frame. Okay. What do we have? Oh, no, wait. Weekly. The weekly goes first. Of course. So in most of the cases, right, we're looking for then a 5-wave structure to the upside, alternatively a 1-2-1-2 continuation up in a wave 3. Now on a weekly time frame, it looks like this, or 1-2-1-2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Common target area for 5 is where we are now. If we look at the volume, we have a higher high on price, lower high on the volume. In order to at least give the more bullish scenario a small little bit increasing probabilities, you need to see an increased amount of volume, not a decreased amount of volume on the Coinbase chart. Now, in this case, by the way, let me clean this up. There we go. We're looking for wave 5. And in this particular scenario, we have then at least a double 1-2 that we like to see here, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. And then ending below 130K, ideally, in this target, no? Or in this scenario. Most bullish scenario is what you see on the chart, We covered this already, 1212 and up. Alternative. Daily time frame, this will go quite quickly because not too much has changed. So compared to Friday, so if you watch the Friday video, yeah, that's also very nice about Elliott waves is, you know, if you analyze the chart on the higher time frames, things barely change. And locally here, we analyze this structure and we still expect higher prices, but you know, everything is still valid. Yeah, clear plan. So at least a double 1-2, potential for a triple here, but I prefer to be conservative over being too bullish. So a double is what I then like to look for. And then in that case, you have 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 5. In this case, we're still in the white 4, right? Your alternative is you're looking for blue 4. In both cases, you still look for the high to be taken. Now, the reason why the probabilities are higher for that high to be taken still also has to do with time. So let me go here. If we compare wave 2 in time with wave 4 in time, then you can see wave 4 is longer than your wave 2. Perfect. That's what we like to see. But if we would move 4 here and then or 3 there, 4 there, and then this is 5, and then this is that, and there's up. If we would do this, which is of course your most bearish scenario, and we take a fib time, 1 second here, from the high to the low, then what you can see is that the candle that made the high is on the 1-to-1, which of course means that your corrective structure in blue 4 finished before the 1-to-1. And that is lower probabilities because it is more common for a wave 4 to be longer in time than a wave 2. It's just probabilities, right? So therefore, from an Elliott wave point of view, it would be better and higher probabilities to look at least in blue here for another 4 and another 5 up. So at least another high, which is similar to what you're looking for here. In this case, you also still look for another high, but then another range and another high, right? So we'll have to wait and see. So in both of these scenarios, you would still look for another high towards the upside, but then what happens after is going to be up to the charts, right? Do we get another corrective move to the downside? If yes, we look for price to take the high again. If no, well, we look for a deeper retracement, no? Currently, by the way, as explained on Friday, this low over here is difficult to count as the end of a wave 4, right? You can't end wave 4 at this particular low if we count it as a wide wave 4. And that's because of this structure here. If we want to count W, X, Y, then W and Y are both a zigzag, which is not allowed in a sideways structure. If you want to count it as a flat ABC, then this move down has to be a 5-wave structure, which on the lower time frames has lower probabilities. This doesn't look like a 5-wave structure, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks more like a ABC, it's a 3-wave structure. Go back, for example, to the 3rd of January this year. You had this exactly like a similar movement in price. The 3rd of, I'll show it for you in a second. I got the bars pattern here, that one. So I'll show it in a second. Like similar price movement to the 3rd of January this year. And then of course, because we then can't finish 4 here, the probabilities are higher that you're still looking for corrective price action. And that's why on Friday, the probabilities were higher to continue the range and look for a bigger corrective structure, which is exactly the same as the probabilities here, where you look for the blue 4, right? It doesn't really matter. And here you then have finished 3, and you look for a bigger corrective structure in your blue 4, and then another move up in a blue 5. So in both of the cases, the probabilities are higher to still look for another high. Okay. 1 hour time frame. So 1 second here, because I haven't touched the chart much since Friday. Let me check what I had on my chart. This was I want to explain this. Yeah, that's good. That's also good. And that's okay, perfect. So look, this is what I meant with a flat, right? You then need a 3-wave A, 3-wave B, 5-wave C in a bigger 4, and then you want to move up. Ideally, you then have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Highest amount of volume is in the low. That is most common for wave 3s, and then you want to see a 4 and a 5, right? Most common highest amount of volume in an impulse is your 3. But the invalidation for your 4 is the 618. So instead of ranging and then another drop, we moved up and touched the 618, invalidating a wave 4. So an impulse to the downside doesn't make any sense. And this then basically leads us to the ABC to the downside, 3-wave structure, where we want the 618 to be touched to increase the probabilities to take out the high. So the all-time high here, besides the daily time frame and the talk about wave 4s, right? Locally on the 1 hour, the probabilities are higher. This is a 3-wave zigzag corrective structure, increasing the probabilities to still take out this high at a later stage. Now, as mentioned on the daily time frame and also on Friday, because this move is very short, and we know that on a daily time frame, a zigzag here cannot be part of the white wave 4, right? Because we can't have WXY double zigzag in a sideways WXY, right? Not allowed. And we can't have a flat ABC without a 4 and a 5, right? We have to at least consider the blue wave 4, right? That we're working on now. And if we're looking for a blue 4, then this is way too short compared to blue 2 in time. So then preferably, you're still looking for a larger corrective structure, which is what I wrote here. Upside bias, right? The bias is still taking out this high, right? That's the overall bias. However, because of how short this structure is in time, the probabilities are higher to look for a bigger corrective structure in a WXY, a flat, or a triangle in, for example, then that blue wave 4. So what do we mean? 1 second here. Let me also change this now to the 0.7. Ta-da. And also explain why this is important. Very nice. So when I talk about a bigger corrective structure, if you start a move with a zigzag down, there is a lot of possibilities basically. Right? You have WXYs, you have flats, you have triangles. But if you start with a zigzag, you can have a double zigzag, WXY. Right? You can have a sideways WXY. You can have a flat ABC, right? And you can even have a triangle. So you need to be very, very patient, wait for more information to come in, and then at a later stage, you get that clarity. Now, a double zigzag, W, X, and then Y, already lowered in probabilities because price touched the 0.7, which significantly lowers probabilities for a double zigzag sharp WXY. You don't want to see X hit the 0.7, right? So if we talk about a let me actually remove this from my chart here and just type new. So in that case, we then look for WXY sideways, flat, triangle. Diagonal. Can't leave out the diagonal. No? Okay. Which in other words, by the way, I shouldn't make it maybe too technical at times, but in other words, the probabilities are higher to continue the range and not just already look for continuation to the upside, right? So if you look for a sideways WXY, then you need a W zigzag, you need an X, and then your wave Y can only be a flat, WX, Y a flat, or WX and a triangle in Y. Triangles not too common in wave Y, right? Preferably you do have a flat in that case, which at the moment is not something we see. WX, where's my flat? We never took the high. I also don't think we retraced high enough here. Oh. Nope. So flat, or sorry, WXY sideways, right? Something to keep in mind, but this still needs to be an X. So you need W, A, B, C, D, E. Triangle is still possible in an X. Well, X can be many corrective structures, so generally not a good idea to count it in a lot of detail. It doesn't really matter. So your WXY sideways at the moment, not yet too relevant. A flat would be an A, B, and then C. Now in this case, if we compare B in time with A, B is starting to be a little bit long, because your B now is almost 5 times longer than your A if you want to count A, B, C. And you're not even at flat territory. In other words, your flat is reduced in probabilities because of time. Then we have a triangle, A, B, C, D, E. Still a possibility, as long as you do not take this low and do not take out this high. So your invalidation is 91.8 and your invalidation is about 102. And then we have a diagonal, which would be bearish. So in the diagonal, you're looking for a 1, 2, and then a 3, 4, 5, right? It should be contracting, by far preferred. And then you look for a 3-wave correction and then another leg to the downside. Not the highest probabilities. It's too early to think about diagonals. Because with a diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you really want to wait for 4 to be in and preferably take the low again to really start considering a diagonal. So in other words, the probabilities remain higher that whatever is going on in detail is corrective, not impulsive. So that is also what the probabilities, of course, translate on the higher time frames, is we're still looking for a bigger range. Higher probabilities is just to continue the range on the higher time frame. Now with regards to resistance and support, so we hit resistance. Quite interesting, by the way, because this box in red was put on my chart like in 2021 or something, 2021, 2022. Let's see, when does this box start? It was probably put on my chart 2022-ish, I guess, 2022. So it's been a while, but nice little bit of resistance over here. And with regards to support, we have the blue box here on my chart, right? So we have 97K to 98. Was touched for the first time. Nice reaction to the upside. That's also what you like to see. These are, by the way, the levels in this area. So you can see the daily naked point of control touched, reaction, came back down, and now we're at the weekly daily. Now, just for a little bit of detail, I like to show you this. So this is analysis as price was moving. 1 second here. And it's a nice... yeah, here. So price action locally, right? Hit the box, daily naked point of control, price moving up. Now, you can read this for yourself, but basically what we're looking for is the 618. And you take the 618 from the previous range to the current high on the chart. Because the highest amount of volume here was in the latest move up, right? This was earlier today, right? So if you're bullish, and if this is an impulse, we want to see highest volume in this wave 3. This should be counted a wave 3. And then you're looking for 4s and 5s. The moment price hits the 618, the probabilities increase for the lows, right? So price moves up. Eventually, of course, comes back down. That's obvious now because price is down. So we take a 0.618 from the low to the high at 99.4, and price touches the 618. Now that leaves you one bullish scenario, but it increases the probabilities for bearish scenarios, right? So the 618 is touched, bullish scenario changed to a multi-1-2, right? Structure changes in validation. However, with the volume in the high and the 618 touched, it increases the probabilities for the bears as well. Volume in high tends to happen in C's. And then later, the local low is taken, 618 probabilities live in action. Price moved down in the straight line, took out the low, And that's exactly what you like to see. So that is a little bit of local stuff, I suppose. Now, if price loses this support, I don't have a lot below this box. There's not too much going on. Of course, we do have the wick here. So possibly you can see a bit of a reaction once you hit the single prints. All right, so price quickly wicked here. And this area likely full of single prints. Now, when you hit it for the first time, in other words, you might see a little bit of support at about that 94.4K level. But that's about it. I don't really have too much going on. And then we're at 92 as the next area of support, right? A weekly naked point of control, daily naked point of control, and then a daily. And then we basically go down to 89 and then 87. And yeah, then you go down and down and down, right? So level to level. And currently we are at 97K. So yeah, there you go. So if we then talk about the probabilities, right? Then on a monthly time frame, the probabilities are higher that we are going to top out between where we are today and 180K, right? That's your common target area, I suppose. And then look for a bear market. Time-wise, preferably that would happen between March and October, but structure always comes before time, right? So time can increase or decrease probabilities, but structure in Elliott waves is most important. On a weekly time frame, the probabilities are higher. You are looking to end a wave of 5. And we are currently in the target area of a wave 5, right? This is your higher probability scenario. The multi-1-2 is your alternative scenario in case price moves up, continues up, volume is going to increase, etc. Right? On a daily time frame, the probabilities are higher that you're looking for a wave 4 and at least one more high in a 5, either according to what you see on the chart here with 2 more pushes, right, or a single one. And locally, on the 1 hour, 4 hour time frame, right, we know that the probabilities are low, that this is the end of a corrective structure. So the probabilities are higher. We are looking for a continuation of this range. Unrelated really to the subwave structures, because I use Elliott waves. I have my levels. If we lose this box, I'm quite simply looking for lower prices, no? So because I don't have a lot going on. We had a bars pattern that was quite interesting, but we did range very long and sideways here, which is the price action from the 3rd of January. I spoke about it earlier, where this drop is exactly the same. So the purple or the pink, I suppose, line you see on the chart is the price action from the ETF launch over here, and this was the 3rd of Jan. Right, and we moved down in a similar way on the 5th of December. So makes you think. And this was the range before. And then we had ETF launch. Nothing happened. Day later, something happened. And then we went down. Right? Took out the lows. And then we moved up. Now, wouldn't that be interesting? Right? Wouldn't that be interesting? To take out some lows. Right? Because if you think about it, price has so far only, and that also, of course, would work perfectly fine with the continuation of the range. Price has been moving up and 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 up, etc. And of course, there's a couple of people here that get stopped out and liquidated. Now we have a double bottom here as well, by the way. Right? Well, but makes you think, no, the range is quite similar in that regard compared to earlier this year. Also here we had some lows. We came down very, very sharp. We wicked below this low here in pink, moved up, took out the highs, came back down, took the other lows, and then we continued to 73K. Yeah, would be nice. So yeah, let's see what price is going to give us with regards to the range. I don't really like to be too in depth with this range here. This is also weekend price section. It's messy. I'm not interested in trying to count this in detail, right? This over here is interesting to me. Quite clearly, this is a three-wave structure as well, right? So you have a three-wave structure down, increases probabilities at a later stage to still take out that high, but we're looking for a bigger sideways range, which, by the way, was pretty much confirmed when you got this three-wave structure to the upside here and then started ranging for ages without taking out the high, right? Because of time. Even here, if you're looking for an impulse to the upside, let me explain this as well. So we have, if you want to be bullish and look for the highs immediately, what you're looking for is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now then you take a fib, 618 from the low to the high, and then, 618 touched, wave 4 invalidated. It goes out the window. Cool. Now your only scenario really to then take out this high would be a double zigzag, W, X, and then eventually a wave Y. But you never take out this high. Plus it's weekend, and the weekend is very well known for sideways price action, not sharp price action. Right? You just go sideways, nothing really happened. So the fact that you touch the 618 increases the probabilities. This is a three-wave structure, right? And even if you do get a WXY double zigzag, you still look for price to come back down after. But the fact you have a three-waver here increases the probabilities to go sideways, right? And at a later stage, right, even if you do get a flat, you look for price to still move down. Your only scenario that doesn't really would be a triangle or a WXY, but you still like a relatively deep Y. So yeah, and then we just look at the levels. So currently we're at the last little bit of support here, the daily at 97K. And losing that, then I have a bit of a gap. So yeah, if we summarize this, monthly time frame looking to top between where we are now and 180K, right? Big range, but the lower time frames gives you a more precise target, I suppose. And time-wise, preferably March to October, but then again, time is not a confirmation. It's something that adds or reduces probabilities. Structure goes first. Then on the weekly time frame, we're looking for a wave 5 as a primary. Alternative is double 1, 2. Daily time frame, looking for wave 4 price action and 5, which means continuation of the range. And on the 1 hour time frame, the probabilities are also higher to just continue the range and keep an eye on the levels. So yeah. And in more detail, the 1 hour higher probability. This is a three-wave structure, so therefore your bias in general at the moment would still be from an Elliott wave point of view to take out these highs at a later stage. The fact you also have a three-wave structure to the upside does increase probabilities to continue ranging sideways / potentially take out that low. But yeah, that's it. And then we'll see what price gives us. Ta-da! And quite a long analysis. But yeah, hopefully it's clear. So let me, when did we start? Like 14 minutes, Elliott wave analysis at 14 minutes. Now chatting and Q&A. Wick the wick, exactly. That would be nice, no? Okay. Okay. So yeah, if there's any questions, I don't really like to go into alts much. I don't have too much time. Like with the alts, guys, like in most ETH, triangle is still on the cards, and most of the other alts, you're just looking for wave 4s and wave 5s. So you're still looking for higher, but you're looking for a bit of a retracement to come and then continuation. But yeah, I prefer in this stream we can do like the Bitcoin analysis took a while now. Of course, the weekend happened and I summarized everything. And then we do alts again, probably like from like tomorrow. So we can also do the others chart then tomorrow. There's a time frame to take out that high. Which high do you mean, Aquafasami? Let me have a quick look here. What happened? Like stuff I didn't yet reply to. Oh, maybe a Band-Aid. Of course, Mr. Friends replied. I saw that at the beginning of the stream. Thanks, Tangerine. Rudy, good to have you here. Maybe a band-aid. Thanks for the gift, by the way. Power Meat, this guy, once again, got gifted. He is currently at Capoeira, but if he comes back, he'll be a happy guy. So Power Meat, if you do see this after your Capoeira lesson, make sure to fill in this form. You know how it works. Not the first time. Pac-Man, what's up? Can we be in a correction after first big monthly wave, irregular correction? Yes, correction. That would be correct. Yeah. No pun intended there, by the way. The reason, by the way, I know my webcam is there, but the reason I have my chat on the chart now so that you know where I am. So I'll just scroll through. Ending diagonal to finish wave 4. A, B, C. That would be a flat, right? That would be a flat. And a diagonal in that case would then of course be A, B, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you continue up. So that is the diagonal scenario. I probably answered your question during the analysis, but that is the diagonal scenario, right? But a diagonal can only really get probabilities once you really have a wave 4 in, you know. But it's absolutely possible. Now, with regards to a diagonal, by the way, you want a diagonal to be finished, start of A to the end of B, double click, turn on the 2. You want it to, we have a lot of time, finish before the 29th of December, so before the end of the month. So basically, before New Year's Eve, you want your wave C to be in, preferably probably during Christmas and whatnot, build some 1-2s, and then New Year's Eve go open with a bang. In that case, well, let me put on the target again. There we go. All-time P&L 89%. What's up, yes? Very, very nice. Good stuff. Hasta la vista, Barbie. Wickfield strategy playing out 50%. Always nice to have data, no? I've also done like, I analyzed wicks back in the day, especially on the higher time frames. They do tend to get filled. I don't really talk about it too often anymore, really. But yes, there is of course that tendency for it to happen. But then another reason I don't really cover it too much, of course, you have a bit of a wick here. You came back to the wick, right? And then you found support at single print, for example. But if you have a look in other markets, big wick over here, right? This was a big one, sideways range, filled the wick, and then eventually continued towards the upside. Big wick here, right? Got filled later as well. So it can take time. It's not like we're not talking years here, but wick, right? But then here you're in a bear market, of course. But it's interesting to be aware of wicks. I mean, arguably this wick is not even too big in the bigger scheme of things, but it's a bit of a wick. I do maybe a band-aid. Mano Nespro, welcome. For flat, you want to see 3-wave structure up, correct? So in that case, you then want a 3-wave up, right? Not a 5-wave. If you end with a 5, you are there. This is the blue wave 4 scenario, right? So that's why I have it on my chart. Then you have your 4, and then you finish, wait, whoops, 1, 2, 3, and then you finish 5, end of 3, and then you start a bigger 4, and then eventually after 4 you go back to the upside again, right? So if I zoom out, that's your scenario. So in the blue count, you end this with an impulse, you look for a correction in 4, and then a move back up in 5. In a white count, you're also looking for a continuation of the range, but you don't necessarily need to, of course, take that low. You just look for, in both scenarios, a range. But here, this high then has to be a B or an X. It's not an impulse. It's just that the conclusion is the same, right? The end result is similar. And you don't always need to go into all the nitty gritty and details in order to know in what direction to trade. Thank you, Tangerine. By the way, Tangerine, how are you, man? Because the last time I saw you here is ages ago, for my feeling. I'm not even sure when the last time is. It's good to see you. Like, sometimes people pop into the stream and you're like, yo, you're still here? Recently, who was it? TXM got a gifted sub. And he was gifted, of course, by a generous you. Maybe a Band-Aid or Obelix or Slipstream were the gifters recently. And TXM got gifted, but he is like an OG. He was here at the very beginning of the channel, one of the first members ever, like, shoo, back in the day. He was here last week. My memory is failing me. Sorry. Oops. Looking for a new job. I mean, exciting, no? Exciting. Do you look forward, like what field? Because hey, you never know if you can do your work from home. Maybe there's an entrepreneur in the chat, you know, that needs someone with your skills. This chat can also be a like job market opportunity. What's up, Mihamania? Welcome. I connected late. Yeah, I'll look at Discord after. I'm not sure, like tomorrow morning or tonight. I can check it. I'll just check it after the stream, but yeah, it's time to relax and go to bed later. So if it's a short reply, it's fine. If I need more time, then I'll do it tomorrow. They work until they don't. Yeah, exactly. Ozan, welcome. Welcome. Some alts are suffering today. As they should. As they should. They've been pumping. Like, as always, eventually what goes up also needs to come down at some point, no? So this is very healthy. This is exactly what you want to see. People are of course, in a bull market. Like alts have moved up hundreds of %, right? Like we've done our analysis, probabilities. Like we started, of course, with the alts. I think, when did we start altcoin streams? Beginning of the year. The probabilities were higher. We're in a corrective move down, and that the alts are still looking for a lot higher, right? And then we get the bounce. Alts are moving tens, if not in some cases hundreds of %, in almost like a straight line. So this is bound to happen. And that's why I always repeat, if price goes down, and then starts pumping, and this is just personal opinion, I suppose, this is a tip that I can give you, is from a trader's or trading's perspective, Elliott wave perspective, it is the best to wait for a range to form. And then a range, a retracement, will give you a new opportunity. You don't want to be that person that is like, woo, I'm missing out. And then you FOMO, and then there you are, boom, minus 20%. That would be bad. No? Now, luckily in that case, the probabilities are still higher after a 4 to go up in a 5, but it's not good trading. So yeah, I like to wait for ranges, wait for a range to form, and it will give me all the clarity I need. So also with alts, the fact they are going down and that they're suffering, good. It's exactly what we like to see. It's healthy. It's healthy for the market. What is the biggest dump? You can see the remaining wave force. Would depend on how many force you count. But in an Elliott wave, I suppose Elliott wave probabilities, you don't want to move down below 85. So once you move in like 1 to 1 to 1 to 1 to 1, blah, blah, and then you get into your 3, and then you get your 4 5s, right? Typical impulsive structure is you have your 1 2s, you go up, and then you get your 4 5s. Right. Now, wave 4 of a higher degree likes to retrace to the price action of a wave 4 of a lower degree. And the lower degree 4 is that one here. And of course, we already touched it. But that would be your final area. Like the lowest could be like wicking the low of that 4, but that's not really something you like to see. So preferably you stay above 85 for your 4s. Of course, you do have a weekly, or is it a weekly gap? 2-day, 3-day, daily gap. So you do have a bit of a daily gap that starts at 85. So yeah, it's just your final. That would be your absolute maximum area. Preferably you don't hit it, but that would be your max. I've seen dumps of 43%. Yeah, in a bull market, easy. Yeah, trading goes okay. That's what we like to hear. Good stuff, Tangerine. And let's see. Cosmin, welcome, man. Nice to see you pop in into a live after our email conversation. Hi from my house attic that is turned into a gym. After a long day of studying Elliott waves and other trading tools, I'm hitting the boxing bag and listen to the master bring clearness. It's like therapy. Yeah. Nice, man. Enjoy, how can I say this in English? Enjoy getting rid of your aggression, because studying Elliott waves, of course, will definitely hit some nerves at times. Because it's a lot of information. It's not easy content. And it's nice you have a boxing bag in your attic, just in case. Welcome, Cosbin. Good to have you here, Mr. Agassi. Thanks. 43% drop. Mm-hmm. Nah. Not with the current high. That would be very deep. Sorry to hear, yes. Yeah, with the alts, I was planning to do alts tomorrow. I actually got to go. My alarm of my watch, I set an alarm, went off. So 9 p.m. It's now 5 past 9. So I was planning to continue with the evening here. Now, I don't know all the alts out of my head, but in most cases, you're just looking for a corrective 4 and still another 5. So yeah, you have both bullish and bearish CVDs. If you zoom out here, the problem is in both cases that the bearish CVD is a second CVD. So the first bearish CVD was here, and the bearish CVDs, I think with this high, right, is a second time with all-time high. And the bullish CVD is a bullish CVD with a very big wick that ended on high volume. And both of these lower probabilities for CVD to play out. So it's like shit against shit, basically. So therefore, it's a lot more interesting to look at local CVDs and completely forget about the bigger one. It's not relevant. So you really want to only look at 3 15-minute, preferably 15. Cheers, Victor Lupu. Happy to hear that, man. Keep learning, keep grinding. It's such a good tool. Elliott waves. It's amazing. Cheers, Cosmin. Your email made me very happy. It's great to hear. It's great to hear. And congratulations on your success. Sandra, hey Kunje. Hey Sandraatje. How are you doing today? Doing good. It's been I gotta say it's been an interesting day because the video I recorded earlier today took a long time because I fucked up all the time and I just couldn't get through it. So I just kept restarting it and la di la di la, and eventually, so I started recording at like 10, 11, between 10 and 11, 11-ish, I guess. Oh, no, wait, 11:30, I remember. I think I started recording at 11:30. When was the video online? Like 2 p.m. or something? Like, fuck, I was recording for like 1.5 to 2 hours trying to get that video in without getting too many mistakes. Yeah. People, of course, you see the video, but sometimes it can take a while. When I'm live, live for me is a lot more natural than recordings. So, Tangerine, we can't pinpoint the top of Bitcoin rally, but we see the retracement. How do we confirm the top based on retracement after the peak? Well, if we are looking for wave 4s at the moment, right, then the 618 is your invalidation. 76.1k would be a problem. Same with 79.4k in this scenario, right? Also, if we move below 85 and start to close candles below 85, that's also a problem, right? Because if you're bullish, then we need 1-2s here and a continuation of 4-5s. And then once the high is in, that is when you get your bigger retracement. And then, by the way, so in other words, keep an eye on the 618s and, of course, 85. Still far. Right? And, of course, also, if we can count a clear 5-wave structure to the downside on a 1 hour, 4 hour, then we at least have to consider a 1, 2, 3. That's going to be one of the scenarios, right? So if we had this move to the downside here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if this is what would have happened, instead of touching the 618, we get a 4 and a 5, then the bearish scenario on the chart was going to be end of bull market, 1, 2, continuation down in 3. So that's the moment where you're going to at least start to consider it with some probabilities. But at the moment, probabilities are higher. This is a 3, not a 5. But if, of course, you do move to some of those levels mentioned, then that would be an issue. And then if you do go that low, then your bullish scenario is going to be 1, 2, continuation. Bearish scenario is the end, bigger bear market. I'm almost always here. I'm a professional lurker. I'll remember that. I got to be honest. I'm the same when I'm on Twitch. There's a buddy of... Let's see if he's live. I'm not sure if he's live. I tend to watch a buddy of mine. And so I used to be a professional gamer, for the ones that don't know, in Trackmania. And another pro, Spam, lives in the Netherlands. We were pros like together for like 11 years. We have been everywhere together as well. He's not live at the moment, but I'm always lurking in Spam stream here. So you can see, Trackmania. Lyric is fucking hilarious. Like, he's so funny. ESA is pretty cool. Of course, the beginning of the new year, we have another speed running event. Forgot the name, but I always see it pop in my followed channels. But I'm always lurking. Yes, WXYXZ. Just put it in either like questions to Koen, altcoin channel, Bitcoin channel, and then just tag me at Koen's Trading. I'll have a look. So okay, gotta go. That's my my second time. So final question at the. If you look at Tradingview BTC USD, but this is BTC USD. Yeah, my chart is the USD chart, and yeah, you would need to count if you're bearish. Of course, you want to count a 5 waver in here, which means this has to be an extended 5, and then you need 1, 2. And then you need 3, 4, 5. But then your 3 here, what this range? 1, 2. You need a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. You just I'm missing another 4 or 5 there at the moment. So, but yeah, we're currently working on losing this support. So, of course, closing a candle below, a little bit of a retest. And yeah, next areas of support are down here. Maybe a little bit of support at 95. What do we have here? 94, 95. Golden pocket taken from the low to the high is also at 95. So at least the potential at about 94, 95 to see a bit of a reaction, but I don't have any significant horizontals there. I don't have a target box, right? So I don't have any box there. So yeah, thanks everyone. BTC Bitsmap. Oh yeah, I would stick with the bigger companies, I suppose. But still, I don't mind what other charts do. I count this here on Coinbase as a 3-waver, and I trust Coinbase the most. I don't really like to go to random charts. Bitsmap, never heard of the company, to be honest. But it's, even though, so there's of course many charts out there, but Coinbase from an Elliott wave point of view, with the wicks, the candles, and the volume, is most trustworthy based on my own statistics that I've done back in the day. So that's why I use Coinbase. I don't trade on Coinbase, I trade on Blowfin, but I use the Coinbase chart for my analysis, which has served me very well. But yeah, thanks everyone. It is time for me. I'm gonna swipe you back up to my prompter here. There we go. It is time for me to go. But final thing actually. I recorded a brand new style of video, which will likely be launched on Saturday. So of course, on Saturdays, Sundays, I'm usually not really involved with the charts. But on Saturday, hopefully it's been finished by then. That's the goal for the editor, he said. Is a new style of video, and it's going to be the 6 steps, right? I talk about it very often in streams. 6 steps to create your trading plan. And then in detail, which is nice. So it's more of a talking head type of video where I talk in the camera and then he edits all of the stuff, right? Like and makes it look fancy. Instead of me boring, only me and a white wall. I'm still getting a closet, by the way. It's just not yet arrived. So, but yeah, that will be on Saturday. So quite exciting. Will be the first longer video that's like talking head, like to the camera. We already have some shorts, but yeah, no, at least you know what's coming. So yeah, thanks for being here. Trade safe, right? Have a plan, trade the plan, and yeah, you know the probabilities. We covered Bitcoin, and then later this week, of course, we have some time again for the alts. So probably starting tomorrow. So have a good evening, morning, night, afternoon, wherever you live in the world. And yeah, I'm going to see you next time, which is tomorrow.